On the happiest day of my life, the woman who gave birth to me tried to destroy it. Pause. My wedding cost $90,000. 400 guests were watching. And my own mother slipped something into my drink. In our city, people still talk about my wedding. Not because of the money. Not because of the luxury. But because of what happened before the toast. The hall was glowing with golden lights. Traditional African drums blended with soft classical music. Flowers imported from 3 countries decorated the stage. My name is Daniel. And that day, I was marrying the woman I loved more than life itself, Amina. The wedding was expensive. But not because we wanted to show off. It was expensive because both families were present. Business partners came from abroad. Elders of the community attended. This was not just a wedding. It was a statement. Amina was calm. Graceful. Not flashy. She came from a modest family, but her character was richer than gold. She loved me when I was struggling. She stood by me when my own family doubted me. And that was the problem. My mother, Margaret, never liked Amina. Not openly. But in subtle, poisonous ways. She smiled while insulting. She praised while criticizing. She hugged while planning. In our culture, you don't question your mother. Even when your soul is screaming. Growing up, my mother controlled everything. What I wore. Who I spoke to. What I studied. Love, to her, was ownership. And I didn't realize it. Until I chose my own wife. 1 week before the wedding, my aunt pulled me aside. "Daniel," she whispered. "Watch your mother closely." I laughed it off. Who suspects their own mother? That was my first mistake. The wedding day arrived. Everything was perfect. Guests arrived in luxury cars. Cameras flashed. Laughter filled the air. My mother wore a deep red dress. Beautiful. Powerful. Dangerous. Before the ceremony, I was nervous. My best man handed me a drink. I barely touched it. Then my mother appeared. "My son," she said sweetly. "Drink something. Calm your nerves." She took the glass. Walked 2 steps away. Came back. And handed it to me. As I lifted the glass, something caught my eye. My mother's hand was trembling. Just slightly. But I noticed. And then I smelled something. Bitter. Chemical. Wrong. I pretended to sip. But I didn't swallow. Seconds later, my stomach twisted. My vision blurred. Even without drinking fully. Whatever it was strong. I sat down quickly. Sweat ran down my face. Amina noticed. "Are you okay?" she whispered. I nodded. But inside, fear was rising. Because only one person had touched that drink. I looked at her. She was calm. Too calm. Talking. Laughing. Waiting. Waiting for something. For me to collapse. That's when it hit me. Not anger. Not shock. But heartbreak. The woman who carried me for 9 months had just tried to ruin my life. Quietly, I handed the glass to a security officer. He sniffed it. His face changed instantly. "Sir, this is not alcohol." At that moment, I had options. Cancel the wedding. Call the police. Create a scene. But I chose something else. Something my mother never expected. I decided. She would speak. In front of everyone. She would raise her glass. And toast. But not the way she planned. The wedding went on. I stood tall. Smiled. No one noticed the storm inside me. My mother watched me closely. Confused. Because I didn't fall. After dinner, the MC took the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, we invite the groom's mother to give a toast." The hall erupted in applause. My mother froze. Then smiled. She thought she had won. She walked to the stage, glass in hand, 400 eyes watching. And before she spoke, I stood up. What happened next changed every relationship in that room forever. My own mother stood on the stage, holding a glass meant for my destruction. Pause. 400 people were watching. And she had no idea. The toast would destroy her lies forever. The hall went quiet. You could hear cutlery stop clinking. Phones were raised. Smiles froze. My mother cleared her throat. She looked proud. Victorious. She believed I had swallowed the poison. She began softly. My dear guests, today is a blessed day. She spoke about sacrifice, about motherhood, about love. Every word burned my chest. Because it was all fake. I stood. Slowly. The microphone squealed. All eyes turned to me. Mother, I said calmly. Before you continue, may I add something? Her smile stiffened. I asked one simple question. Why did you put poison in my drink? The room exploded into whispers. Her face drained of color. What nonsense. She laughed nervously. But her hands were shaking. I signaled security. The glass was brought forward. A sealed report followed. The hall went silent again. This drink, the officer said, contained a strong sedative mixed with chemicals. Gasps echoed. My mother dropped the microphone. I didn't mean to kill you, she cried. I just wanted to stop the wedding. That sentence was her confession. She screamed. She blamed Amina. She blamed society. She blamed losing her son. But deep down, police arrived quietly. No handcuffs on stage. But consequences were unavoidable. My mother was escorted out. Not as a queen, but as a warning. It was about control. The wedding continued. Not with joy, but with truth. People cried. People reflected. Some left. But we stayed. Later that night, my mother called. Crying. Begging. I answered. I forgive you, I said. But forgiveness does not mean access. Silence followed. In our culture, we honor parents. But honor does not mean obedience to evil. Love does not mean submission. And motherhood does not excuse harm. That wedding didn't just unite two people. It broke generational curses. It drew boundaries. It saved a future. If this story taught you that love must have limits, subscribe to African Moral Tales. Because some truths are painful, but they save lives. The most dangerous poison is not in the glass. It is in control disguised as love.